A reading from the Holy Gospel according to Mark. King Herod heard about Jesus, for his fame had become widespread, and people were saying, "John the Baptist has been raised from the dead. That is why mighty powers are at work in him." Others were saying, "He is Elijah." Still others, "He is a prophet like any of the prophets." But when Herod learned of it, he said, "It is John whom I beheaded. He has been raised up." Herod was the one who had John arrested and bound in prison on account of Herodias, the wife of his brother Philip, whom he had married. John had said to Herod, "It is not lawful for you to have your brother's wife." Herodias harbored a grudge against him and wanted to kill him, but was unable to do so. Herod feared John, knowing him to be a righteous and holy man, and kept him in custody. When he heard him speak, he was very much perplexed, yet he liked to listen to him. Herodias had an opportunity one day when Herod, on his birthday, gave a banquet for his courtiers, his military officers, and the leading men of Galilee. His own daughter came in and performed a dance that delighted Herod and his guests. The king said to the girl, "Ask of me whatever you wish, and I will grant it to you." He even swore many things to her. "I will grant you whatever you ask of me, even to half of my kingdom." She went out and said to her mother, "What shall I ask for?" Her mother replied, "The head of John the Baptist." The girl hurried back to the king's presence and made her request, "I want you to give me at once on a platter the head of John the Baptist." The king was deeply depressed, but because of his oaths and the guests, he did not wish to break his words to her. So he promptly dispatched an executioner with orders to bring back his head. He went off and beheaded him in the prison. He brought in the head on a platter and gave it to the girl. The girl, in turn, gave it to her mother. When his disciples heard about it, they came and took his body and laid it in a tomb. The Gospel of the Lord.
Hi, greetings from Casiciaco Recoletos Seminary. Today is Friday of the 4th week in Ordinary Time, and I am Brother Warren Bitangjol. Join me in reflecting today's Gospel. We are celebrating also today the feast of two saints, Saints Blaise and Ansgar. Today's Gospel is taken from the Gospel of Mark. It talks about the beheading of John the Baptist by Herod, the husband of Herodias, who through her daughter requested to decapitate John, whom she hated because of her reprimand. In this Gospel, we can call out 3 important lessons. First, be careful what to say. In the Gospel reading, it may seem to us that Herod regretted saying, "I will grant you what you ask of me," to his daughter, when his daughter asked for the head of John the Baptist, because Herod liked to listen to John so much. He may have uttered the words because of so much excitement that he felt when he saw his daughter showing off her dancing skills. It only comes to tell us that if we do not want to regret something, we should be careful with what we say under every circumstances, because sometimes events would affect our emotions, which would affect the way of our thinking, and thus we will be spitting out words which should not be spoken, and sometimes it will hurt others and even ourselves. Second is, do not use others for own benefits. Herodias used her daughter to behead John the Baptist, which was supposed to be her own issue, not her daughter's. Sometimes we tend to hide in others' cloaks so that the blame will not be ours, so that the hurt will not be ours, and in that way we are using others for our own benefits. We are using others to be our shield, which should not be, because in life's trials, our neighbors are not born to be our shield, but they were born to be our backup. Third, be humble to accept failures. Herodias got mad at John because she felt herself as the law not to be corrected. Acceptance is humility, and humility is the emptying of oneself, so that when the glass is empty, it can once more be filled. It is like when we are eating, that when our favorite drink is served, we tend to empty our glass filled with water, so that our glass may be filled with something more delightful to us. When one accepts his mistakes, it is by then that he will be able to improve himself. The saints we are remembering today became saints because they were true Christian models, and what made them Christian models are the virtues with which they lived, and among these virtues are the virtues of being careful what to say, selflessness, and humility. Truth is not only found among words, but by actions as well. If we truly are Christians, we should be Christians, not just verbalize it. As St. James would put it, faith without work is dead. So I challenge you, my brothers and sisters, to prove your Christianity through acting like Christians. I hope you got something from our reflection for today. Join us again tomorrow for another reflection by my brothers from Casiciaco, Recoletos Seminary. Let us go and serve the Lord with joy.